Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to Lighthouse Tapestry, and we are so honored to have everyone with us this evening, wherever you are dialing in from the world. And we have a great group with us hosting tonight. We've got Dawn and Ron and Betsy, Ruby, Morgan, and myself, Sari. We are your crew for tonight's discussion. And so we're going to talk about the energy. We just had the full moon ceremony last night. So if you didn't have a chance to look at it, it is a great summary of the astrology. And Dawn's going to recap some of that for you this evening, because we are still in the full moon in Taurus energies. And many of us have been feeling that. We talked about that before we went on camera. Some of the sudden shifts and turns and things like relationships and whatnot. So we'll talk about that. But again, we welcome you in. If you're new to the channel, this is our weekly live where we talk about the energy. We also pull cards for the collective as well as for individuals. So if you do want a card pull this evening, then please put your heart in the chat. And if anyone has a specific question, and this is probably more for Betsy when she's going to take individual questions, please put that also in the chat. Just as a reminder, we will have a new moon in Scorpio ritual that is going to be Thursday, November the 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so we will send out information in advance about signing on for that. We would love for you to join us. So we are excited and honored and thrilled and ready to have a great conversation this evening. So with that, we always start with an energy clearing, which is extremely important. And I think because of the full moon and the energy that's still with us, it's really appropriate. So our dear Ruby is going to lead us with a short clearing. Ruby.
All right, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and get centered here. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it go slowly through the mouth. Allow your eyes to soften or close completely. Feel your body supported beneath you, safe and grounded and present. With each inhale, draw in calm light. With each exhale, release tension, release worry, release the noise of the day. You are arriving fully here in this moment under the light of the moon. Above you, the full moon rises in its luminous strength, a mirror of divine truth. Feel her silver light bathing your crown, cascading over your shoulders, flowing through your heart and down into the earth. She illuminates every corner of your being, showing you what is ready to be released. Let her light reveal what you've outgrown, old patterns and fears, stories or energies that no longer align with who you are becoming. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine all heaviness dissolving into the ground beneath you. Anything that doesn't belong, any sadness, doubt, resentment, or attachment melts away under this bright, brilliant moonlight. See it transmuted into pure light, neutralized by the moon's cleansing energy. Say to yourself, I release all that no longer serves me. I am free. I am clear. Now, with your next breath, feel a fresh current of lunar energy filling the space that you've cleared. It's soft, silvery, and nourishing. It replenishes every cell, every thought, every emotion with peace and divine balance. You are aligned with the rhythm of nature, in harmony with your soul's truth. Your heart feels light and your energy feels restored. Place your hand over your heart. Set one pure intention for the cycle ahead, something you wish to nurture or manifest under this light. See it glowing within your heart, blessed by the moon. Thank you, moon, for your guidance, your wisdom, and your light. Take a final deep breath in and exhale into stillness. Turning it over to Dawn.
She's on mute again.
Ta-da! How did I do that? All right, hang on.
Yeah, I'm not Dawn, but I'll.
Okay, I give up. I give up. I give up. There.
No.
Okay. No. Hang on. At least I can fix this. This I can fix. Okay. Okay. Technology school is done for the day. Okay. Has everybody really felt the energies that have been happening right now? Because I've been extremely tired. I think everybody's taking the energy in differently. Also, we had the experience of some sunbursts, right, come in our direction. That also can affect you. So I think that is very possible that a lot of us have been feeling that energy. So I also want to take a moment to say we're still in that process of releasing. We still are under the light of this moon. We will be for another couple days, actually. And the thing is that, we know that we need to release things, that things are coming to an end. And there's this process in astrology over the next couple months. We'll see more and more things coming into an end. But it's also, when you think of the full moon in Taurus, is what does that show you that's of value to you, right? Because Taurus is about value and about things that have worth. And to me, it's also about yourself, because you should actually be placing yourself high on that priority list of things that are important. So really think of that energy as you're going through the next couple of days. There are things that you're going to be releasing, but it's an important time to really value yourself and take care of yourself, because there's so many energies coming at us from all different directions. And some of them are going to be a little bit more difficult, because we do have Mercury and Mars in a conjunction together across from Uranus. So a lot of unexpected conversations that may not be polite, I would say, are very possible. So I'm just going to, like, I told them beforehand, I'm like, I'm glad I live alone, and there's times I won't answer the phone. So I think that is a good thing to, like, buffer yourself from some of this energy. Put that intention out there that you don't need to, if you are the release for somebody else, if you're somebody else's dumping ground, now is not the time for you to be absorbing that kind of energy. I think it's a bit difficult right now for everybody as it is, than for you to be taking on that in addition. So that is really kind of what I want to focus on for you guys for the next week, is because we do have this Mars Mercury energy. Mercury is going to be going retrograde later on this, in a week, and meeting Mars again at 6 degrees in Sagittarius. So that can be about you having a disagreement with someone about what you both believe, Sagittarius, which is very much about, what personal beliefs are. And I think those are conversations that we don't really need to have right now. I think that everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and that right now with the energy, that this is not a good time for conversations that will promote peace. it's just right now the energy is too strong for it to really settle out. It's just going to involve more anger, especially with Uranus being in an opposition here. And then it's going to be, Uranus will be going on the 7th, we'll be going back into Taurus, which is much more stubborn energy. So let everybody be themselves and believe what they want to believe for right now. It's not our job to change anybody's minds about anything. Just ground. There's not a lot of earth energy out there right now. The moon is on its way out of Taurus. So it's going to be still some energy of, people speaking quickly without thinking, especially when the moon goes through Gemini. There's a lot of quick talking. So really be aware of what you're saying and what you're doing, and try and be as calm as you can as we're moving forward. I think that's the most important thing right now. It's just a very difficult energy for communication, and will be for a little while yet. So Merry Christmas as we get into these energies of things going forward. But let's go ahead, and we're going to go and start off with our readings for the collective. So I believe we're starting off with Morgan. Morgan, I'm going to go to you.
Thanks so much, Dawn. Okay, so the question for this evening for the collective is, what is culminating for you for Scorpio season? And I'm pulling from the Energy Oracle. And first things first, sorry, when I was driving home from work, I started to get the messages already as I was driving. And before I logged in, and they said that please do at least one thing a day that your future self will thank you for. So right now at this time, I don't know what that means for everyone individually, but that message came in already before this. So the card that came out was 32, which is a 5, which is about changes. And as soon as this card came out, it says door to spirit. It just like, I could feel this like rush of energy. It's just like whoosh. That's like, I heard the sound whoosh. And then I heard just in the nick of time, this door will open for you. Okay. So it says spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. This door opens onto the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential. For the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being. As such, this card often heralds your increasing powers in the spiritual arts and a deepening connection with the spirit world. Don't be surprised if you find yourself becoming more intuitive, more aware of spirit's presence, or more powerful in your own healing practices. Now is the time to open up to the unexpected guidance and inspiration of spirit, and to the magic and power of your true identity. So with that, I am going to pass it on to Sari.
Okay, hi everyone. And I pulled from the All-Seeing Heart Oracle deck, and I got a similar message. And this is a beautiful card called the Phoenix. And you see there's an eye in the middle of it, and it looks like, I can't tell, it looks like there's an eye trying to come through. But anyway, the Phoenix is around change. So Morgan, I'm not making this up. It's very similar. So I think in Scorpio season, I have a son who's a Scorpio, and, it could be deep feelings are being released or secrets coming out, whether they be yours or in the collective. But it says, this is the rune of sudden change, and it's closely aligned with the Tower card in tarot. And that means change may come out of nowhere. So in this season, in our personal lives. And I think before we went on camera, a number of us were saying that we'd gotten some surprises this week in some relationships and some events going on. So be prepared for the surprise. But this is around, no matter what happens, you will be like the phoenix and you will rise again. Whatever is supposed to unfold and fall away from your life will fall away because it's an old way of life. The phoenix tells us that all is not lost and you will rise through the flames and rebuild. The fire element is the spirit that is often missing from otherwise perfectly organized elements. Something that might be stagnant or static will often need fire's energy to give things a push, like breathing life into a crystal. Although the idea of a dramatic change might make you feel fear, the unseen serpent indicates that this is time for discovery and knowledge, as well as getting to the root of any issue at hand. So this is a card that says change is coming, and it might be not with you, but it could be people around us, and that whatever is supposed to happen is for our greatest and highest good. Not to fear the change, but to realize that you do have the strength to rise again, and you will be stronger and wiser and better in this new version of who you came to be on the planet. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ron.
Thank you, Cherie. Appreciate it. And hello, everyone. Good evening. So I'm again reading from the Book of Runes by Ralph Bloom, again, channeled material, all in one night. And the rune I pulled up for the collective tonight is Harvest. So I don't know if you can see that well enough, but I think a very positive rune, a rune of beneficial outcomes. The name of the rune is Gera, G-E-R-A. It applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. A span of time is usually involved, hence the key words 1 year, quote unquote, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping, the harvest, or the deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate with care. To those who labor has a long season, a long coming to term, Gera offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence, and continue to persevere. Remember the old story about the farmer who was so eager to assist his crops that he went out at night and tugged on the new roots. I know that guy. There's no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own process, which in its season leads to the harvest of the self. So a very positive rune. And of course, I think of this group, starting this new endeavor, and of course, the collective that's with us. And where will we be 1 year from now? I think very good, very positive. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Dawn. You're on mute.
Thank you, Ron. I agree very strongly with Ron based on the astrology that in 1 year, we will be in a much different place and a much more positive. I think part of what's going to be messy is the things that are going to be breaking down. And I am reading from the Enchanted Map, which is a Colette Baron Reed deck. And this card is called Coming Apart. It's a number 46 card. And it's very interesting how it matches all the messages that came out last night and yet tonight. This card is about putting an end to what is no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you could handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals and values. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Separation, dissolution, and dispersion are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the prize. separation brings good fortune. So, not all things ending is going to be a bad thing. I think that there are definitely situations such as job changes that it's maybe unfortunate for you that they're ending and it's not something that you anticipated, but it is something that is going to allow you to make a bigger change in your life going forward in the next few months. So be aware that just because something is ending doesn't mean that it's not going to go on to your greatest, highest good, even though it might feel a little rough right now. So that is really the message that I'm getting for this. And with that, I will turn this over to Betsy so that she can give us a channeled message. So Betsy, it's up to you.
Thank you, Dawn. Hello, everybody. I would like to give a message to the collective. And my guide's name is O'Brien, who is here for all of us. If you ever want to channel, invite him into your energy field. He's very loving, will lift your frequency and help you to connect to the divine and your higher self. So here we go. Hello, my beloveds. Indeed, know my heart is your heart and your heart mine. I love you dearly as I love my own self, for nothing could be more true for me and for you. For you and I are one, as well as we want you to know you are one with the divine. And in so saying that, we want you to know that there is now a time of great change coming upon the planet. And how you respond to the change in your life will affect how the collective or the global change is responded to. If you, as a being of light, or we notice that you've given to yourself the nickname Lightworker, which is a beautiful name, doesn't matter to us what name you give to yourself, only that you understand when we refer to you, you are of the light. And you are those who, even though you may stumble, are more aware than we would say. We are tuning into the amount of people and who you are that are listening or will listen. You are more aware than approximately 80% of the population on the Earth's plane. So you can see how important your response is. You are elevated in vibration, frequency, in spiritual evolution, and even in, yes, enlightenment. So we want you to know that change is inevitable. Why is this so? Because as we began this channeling with you, we reminded you that you are one with each other and with the divine. Everyone who has a thought and a response to the thought, or a response or reaction to what has happened in their world, their perception of it, creates a wave of vibration that is experienced by every other being on the planet. Your power has increased. And we repeat to you what is power but the ability to act. Your ability to act is empowered by your higher consciousness. So instead of reacting to negativity as you perceive it to be, you have not only an invitation, but perhaps a spiritual responsibility, if you so choose to be a leader, to respond from love, to respond from compassion, to pause, as you know, to count to 10 before you speak or act, and come from love, come from compassion, for you do not know who the other person is blaming in their own life or their wounds. You only know as best you can yourself. So we say unto you that great change is coming for the planet, and great change, some good, is coming for you. So when this does occur, we remind you that you have a gift to give to the earth plane and to the entire collective, because you are the 20% of higher value, of more power, creativity, love, compassion, and you can respond, therefore, with the vibration that you are, this greater love. It is more powerful, like turning on a light to the darkness, and you will help to alleviate negativity globally on the planet, and you will help to be progressive in that which is known as the collective love effect. The collective love effect is in your hands and your heart, and so it is. We love you and we thank you. Amen, amen, amen. Gosh, I'm sorry that kind of went long, and I'm talking to them saying, cut it off, cut it off. So I'm sorry. And now we go to Ruby.
I say, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. I really going off of what Betsy's saying here, the card that I got, and I'm hearing, let it come forth, let it come forth. It's okay. It's okay to be misunderstood. I got this from the Inner Child Oracle. And it's referring back to what Dawn was saying earlier. And I was urged to write this down by my guides. It's not our jobs to change other people's minds. And it's okay to be misunderstood. And that's the card I got right after that. To be misunderstood is to be human. We each have a story of when our words and actions were perceived in the wrong manner. Every one of us experiences life through our own personal lens of fears, desires, beliefs, and pains, which often leads to miscommunication and misunderstanding. It can feel overwhelming when this occurs, as we derive a sense of safety from those around us being able to understand how we see the world. So with this book, they talk about doing different exercises for yourself. So if this card resonates with this misunderstanding energy, so it's saying to take some time to practice some inner safety within yourself by putting one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, taking some deep breaths and speaking words of safety over yourself now, letting yourself know that you are safe and that you are known and that everything is going to be okay in the end. And asking yourself, your higher self or your guides, if there are any affirmations or actions you can take that will help your inner child feel safe. Remembering that there are some things we might not ever be able to fully communicate to one another, and that is okay. The goal of this is not to make others understand, but to realize that their misunderstanding of you is not a reflection of your worth. You are complete regardless of how other people perceive you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Morgan.
Thanks so much, Ruby. So I am pulling a card for Girl Gone. And I'm pulling from the Soul Coaching Oracle deck. And the card that came out was this playfulness card, which I just see like a lot of bliss coming in and good conversation with friends or family. And just so much harmony and just enjoying. I feel like this could be a childhood friend that you might be catching up with. And we are in Mercury retrograde. But the card says, allow your inner child to play today. Enjoy yourself and have fun. Embrace your innocence. Playfulness is absolutely necessary for your health and well-being. It's as important as the food you eat and the thoughts you think. If your responsibilities and hard work have made this a low priority for you, it's time to have some fun. Give yourself a break and nurture your spirit by doing something madcap or just plain silly. Listen to music and dance by yourself with glee, make silly faces, invite friends over for an afternoon tea party, or go for a drive with no destination, just for the fun of it. And then the affirmation says, my joy is the greatest gift that I give to others. Yeah, and I keep hearing like laughter is the best medicine. Laughter is the best medicine. I'm seeing also a lot of plants. So I don't know if and now I'm seeing an aloe vera plant. So I don't know if I saw something about you living off the grid, which is absolutely amazing, but I'm seeing a real connection with nature and with plants for you. So I hope this helps. Thanks. And with that, I'm going to pass it to Sari.
Okay. I'm going to read for Natisha. Natisha's in the house. It's good to see you again. And Ron, you're going to read for MC. You're up next. Natisha also had a question, Dawn, in the chat around her chart. So I am going to pull your card, and then I'm going to ask Dawn to make any additional comments. Natisha, I pulled also from the All-Seeing Heart, and your message tonight is called the Savior. All right. And it says, we are more self-sufficient than we know, and help is at hand to transform any hopelessness or fear into trust and contentment. A lot of this card for you, Natisha, is around not second guessing yourself and owning your power of who you really are. And this card says, it shows the image at the very top of the soul star chakra unfolding. And the soul star chakra is about 2 feet above our head. And it's really to call in the energy, this beautiful divine energy, Natisha, to help guide you. And it says this energy can help you individually. And this is also a collective message. And it's the shift when we feel either fear or despair, or we second guess and we don't trust ourselves. So Natisha, you know exactly your power. And I think this card is reflective of trust in yourself and step into your power, and don't be afraid to speak in your voice and speak your truth. So you might want to, I'm getting this picture of like a cough or something, like you've got a tickle in your throat where you need to speak your voice and to clear your throat chakra. It says, trust in this card because it shows that solutions are at hand. Now, it says, if you have trust issues, how are they manifesting in your daily life, and what support is necessary to help you? And so is this around trusting someone else, or is it really trusting yourself to step into that power? But your soul star chakra is recommended. Really tap into that, Natisha, if you're meditating, because that's going to be really powerful. And they also just said, have a crystal for heart opening and also for protection. So you might want rose quartz, and you might want shungite or something that you hold around you for protection. So protect your energy. But I think that's a beautiful message for you. It's okay to be powerful. Step into that power, girl. You got this. All right, Dawn, and I'll let you answer her other question.
And I remembered to unmute myself. Okay. So yes. Yeah, I saw that you have placements in Scorpio and Taurus. So you would definitely be feeling all of this energy right now. Let me give you some good news. You are going to be having the benefit of this grand water trine energy, especially if you have things in the later degrees of Scorpio. Now, don't forget that they're in an opposite of each other. Scorpio and Taurus are opposite each other. And what will be happening as the sun moves further into Scorpio, and depending upon what it's touching, whether it's when it touches your placements in either position, you'll feel some of that energy, and it almost would help to really pay attention to where the degrees are. The middle degrees, the sun is there right now. Venus is going to be coming in and is going to be going all the way through. That's a very benefic planet. So you will get the benefit of her coming in and kind of soothing down everything that's been happening in that Scorpio area of your chart. So that is one of the good points. Mercury is going to be coming back into your sign, and we'll go back to 20 degrees. And that is an opportunity for you to really work on something that is very personal to you. The sun and the moon are both personal planets. So it may feel like, oh, I have to do this over again. And I had something like that happen to me. So I have to repeat a project over again. But because you're getting this second chance to do it again, it will come out even better, and it will work out even better for you. So Yes, you might feel a little bit of frustration here and there. And within a week, you'll probably feel much less of that really kind of oppressive energy that you might be feeling right now, because of Mars will be moving on and will not be with Mercury all the time. So that's something to be aware of, that once that has separated, you'll be feeling a lot better. So with that, we will continue onward to Ron.
Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it. And I did a pull for MC, and I saw your comment, MC, always looking for guidance. And I had to smile when I pulled your root, because as the spiritual warrior which you are, this is what your guides are saying: a blank rune. Blank is the end, blank is the beginning. This is the rune of total trust, and should be taken as exciting evidence of your most immediate contact with your own true identity, which time and again rises like the phoenix from the ashes of what we call fate. The appearance of this rune can portend a death, but the death is usually symbolic and may relate to any part of your life as you are living it now. Relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. And that was written in italics. I'll say it again. Relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. Here, the unknowable informs you that it is in the motion of your life. In the blankness is held undiluted potential. At the same time, both pregnant and empty, this rune comprehends the totality of being, all that is to be actualized. Drawing the blank rune may bring to the surface our deepest fears. Will I fail? Will I be abandoned? Will it all be taken away? And yet our highest good, our truest possibilities, and all our fertile dreams are held within that blankness. Willingness and permitting are what this rune requires. For how can you exercise control over what is not yet in form? The blank rune often calls for no less than an act of courage, than an empty-handed leap into the void. Drawing it is a direct test of fate. The unknowable represents the path of karma, the sum total of your actions and their consequences, the lessons that are yours for this lifetime. And yet, this rune teaches that the very depths of old karma shift and evolve as you shift and evolve. Nothing is predestined. What beckons is the creative power of the unknown. Whenever you draw the blank rune, take heart. Know that the work of self-change is progressing in your life. So that's major guidance. You get to leap into the void. And I know you're a big warrior, spiritual warrior. And with that, I pass it on to, don't tell me. I thought it was Dawn? No?
Yeah, Dawn.
Okay.
It is. We just got a little order.
I know you passed to me. I thought, oh, okay.
So I'm actually reading for Shirley, and I decided to go with the Cosmic Journey Oracle. A lot of times we get quick messages out of this, but we don't really get a chance to refer to the book, which is actually the advice that comes with this book is really amazing. So you are being asked to deliver your greatest gift to the world. And notice the shades. So go ahead. The world is ready for you. The real you. The true and authentic you that has been hiding somewhere because someone once told you it's not okay to be fully seen. There's no reward for being falsely humble. Your brilliance and luminosity don't diminish the light of anyone else. It only gives others permission to come forward fully too. Life simply wants more life. Your role is to become the fullest expression of the life you have been blessed with in your playful purpose here and now. And another card that came out with this, which I'll just touch on briefly, is see through the perfectly purple lens of your galactic destiny. Now, this card had glasses on it. It's one of the things I picked up on right away. And this talks a lot about, for you, you have a lot to give. And with these purple, your purple shades on and styling, you'll be able to maybe see what other people can't see. I think that is the magic of what is your gift to the world, is you can see what other people can't see because you're willing to put the glasses on. And I also feel like there was really a sense of leadership in this for me, that it's telling you to, step forward. Don't feel that you need to be humble, because you have a lot to give, a lot to shine forward with. Sometimes we are taught when we're young that, oh, who do you think you are? That's one of the things that you get told as a child. Be seen and not heard. Why do you think you're important? Those kind of things are out the window now, because there's too many people that need your guidance and your authenticity, so authentic. And that's what's really going to shine through as an important thing for everyone else. So you'll be able to see that in other people when they can't see it in themselves. And I think that's one of your special gifts, Shirley. So with that, I will go ahead and pass this on, and we will be going to Betsy.
Thank you, Dawn. I understand that I get to channel for Karen. So I'm going to go right on in, and Karen, see what they have to say to you about, I think it was your feeling that you're being ruled by fear, and comments or direction on that. Indeed, my beloved daughter, know that this is I, Orion, and I come with Archangel Raphael, who is here to assist and to help. We want you to know that you have 3 angels around you, Raphael, Michael, and Uriel, who come to you to let you know that you are a healer and not to doubt yourself, that you have much goodness in you, and that when we show your image to Morgan, Betsy Morgan, she sees sun, S-U-N, shining through your auric field. You have great, bright energy, and you have much to give the world. We wish to say this to you in the beginning of this channeling, for it needs to be noted by you and accepted and worked on. We also see that there are 2 people that compromise your personal integrity and feelings about who you are. You are beautiful and mighty and powerful and good. We see one image is bigger than the other. It could be that one is older and one is younger, one is taller and one is shorter. At least one of these is female, and they have done something or said something to you that makes you have doubt or question your own reality. We would like to share something with you that might comfort you a great deal. Every human being on the planet Earth has fear or degrees of fear. And what is that? What causes that for human beings? We would say unto you that what causes fear or stress is believing in a false thought. You have thoughts all the time. As you know, human beings have 80,000 thoughts a day, and many of them are repeated the very next day, the very same thoughts. And as they repeat it over and over, they become stronger in their effect in your reality. So we want you to know that in some degree, you are believing in a false thought. And so we will remind you of one of your great books on the planet is called the Bible. And in that book, there is a saying, we see what they're getting to me. I shall have no false idol. We want you to know that this means idol is a thought. I will have no false thought. For the power is in the mind, the imagination, the feeling. And beloved one, you have given power to a false thought, which might be simply this thought, I am not powerful. That seems to be where all the other fearful thoughts come from. Please, in order to abate the fear, remember who you are. You and God are one. You are all powerful. And in your truth, you are all knowing. So we say unto you, beloved, be yourself. Be clear in your knowing. Own the truth. Have no false thoughts. Do not believe in that which is not true. And once you breathe, touch your heart, clear out with your hands and with your asking for your angels, Raphael, and others to come forward and help you to cleanse, ground yourself, breathing and releasing. Then go to that powerful imagination of yours and imagine what you want, and you will be creating it. Feel it to be so in this reality here and now. Feel it good, and be ye grateful and happy and joyful. Redo the reality that you saw in your movie, the reality that you saw in 3D. Some of you are moving in and out of 5D. You do not need to believe in that. Believe in the truth. God and I are one. Do not believe in the false thought. Thou shalt have no other God before me, the divine creative force that is yourself. And so it is with great love and respect. We do say amen, amen, amen. Okay, wow, that kind of made me cry there at the end. Thank you so much. And now we get to go to Ruby.
All right, I'm going to be reading for Venus. And Venus, as I was pulling your card, I got an image. So there is change that's getting ready to come into your life if it hasn't already as well. And then I saw just a random image, but it was somebody who's swimming in a lap pool, and they have their feet up on the wall and they're getting ready to spring off of it and to begin to swim. And then the card that I got for you was in the Twin Flame Ascension Oracle, and it was talking about basically divine feminine energy, and I was seeing you as the Empress. And I mean, of course, Venus is the planet of the Empress. And so I got for you the Holy Grail Code. Really cool card. And this one says the entire planet is seeking more fulfillment and purpose. The goal is that we collectively accomplish the restoration of universal heart consciousness. This card is a reminder to you that your soul signed up to participate in this undertaking and to align with the desires of your inner cosmic heart. When the Holy Grail Code card appears, it offers the gift of unconditional love, but you must be open to receive the love that you desire. It is time to let down the walls guarding your shattered heart. An open heart is the vessel of a higher soul that is filled with a frequency of love that is beyond words. Restore balance between your inner masculine and feminine energies and exemplify inner strength to continue the journey with ease and grace. Your inner feminine is requesting support from your inner masculine. It's time to show up, stand up, and speak up for yourself and develop your personal empowerment. Setting loving boundaries will expand your heart as you experience true self-love. So what I was getting from that image, it's like as this change is happening for you, you're going off of the wall. You're pushing off from the wall. And then as I was seeing that, I had my guides say, flow with the rhythm. And as you're trying to let this go and flow like you're swimming, and take it just a little bit at a time, but try to go with that flow in a natural way to get to that place. And that's very watery energy that I'm getting off of this. And then they were saying flowing with the rhythm, somewhat in the way that Morgan was talking about with her playfulness card as well. So trying to, as you're doing this, trying to relax into that rhythm and trying to have a lot of grace for yourself, as well as like your inner child and what you've been through and what you're getting ready to go through. So I hope that made sense, but hodgepodge of energy. So I'm going to be turning it back over to Morgan now.
On mute.
Thank you so much, Ruby. Thank you, Ron. Okay, so I pulled a card for Deborah, and I pulled this card. I already started seeing a lot of messages come in, and then I looked down and I noticed that she said, am I spiritually aligned? And you definitely will be if you're not feeling like you are, because I have this, I'm pulling from the soul coaching deck, and it was the strength card. And it was just like this incredible, overwhelming heat that I feel, but it's like a rush of good energy, a rush of strength. And they said, allow this warm strength to push you forward. And I have a feeling it's going to be like for a good cause. Okay. So this definitely feels like alignment. And also they said you possibly could be being called to speak up or stand up for those who feel like they can't do that for themselves at this time. Okay. But this card is a 46, which is a 10, which is about endings, completions. And there's so much power. I can just feel like there's a rush of power coming in for you, Deborah. Okay. So it says there's a wellspring of power within you. Call upon it. Also be willing to lend your strength to others. Your soul wants you to know the greatest strength is silent and deep. It doesn't need a show of force. It just is. Inner power is found through contemplation, reflection, and meditation. Sometimes it comes from times of growth and change. Other times it springs from surviving and conquering painful situations. And then there's an affirmation that says, I have deep inner strength and glorious vitality. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to Suri.
All right. And thank you, Morgan. And I'm going to read for Willow. And I had the pleasure of reading Willow's Akashic Records this week. So it was just serendipitous, Willow, that I pulled this card for you tonight. It's called The Circle. And this is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And it's a beautiful deck. But I'm going to read you this because it's really kind of sums up my reading with Willow. The essence of this card is unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what the card implies. It reminds us that we are all one. And we've been saying this in all different ways, but we are all one. Dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds all of us of the cycle of life and the evolving self, ever changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. Willow, as you know, Willow has a great connection with Mother Gaia, and she has so much earth realm energy. It's amazing. It says, when the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including to spirit. And Willow, that's why at times I think you feel the emotions of everything around you, including everything that's out in nature. It says, spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you count and that you have purpose in this world. Imagine even your smile to a stranger can change the course of their life. Wow. And I think that's a message for all of us in this turbulent time where we're all feeling a little either unsure or not knowing what's the next step or the next day, what's going to happen. Sometimes a smile or a warm gesture or just a kind word to someone can change their life. So Willow, you are of the earth realm and you are connected. And it reminds all of us that we are one. But it says you are meant to come to an understanding also of letting go. If you were faced with disappointments or challenges, remember this in the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again. Prosperity will come from a new idea or a new opportunity. And spirit also wants for you to find your place in the dance. So Willow, a lovely message for you. And I think that's a great message for us all. Remember that kindness is free. And it doesn't take more than a smile or a kind word to light someone up or perhaps to even change their life. With that, Ron, I'm going to ask you to pull a rune from Misty.
Okay. Thank you, Cherie. I appreciate it. And
I like your glasses, by the way.
Wow. I was having trouble reading in the dark here. Okay, Misty, I looked and I saw that you're wanting to know, is there any advice for you? And so why don't you shift over the picture so I could show the rune to Misty. Misty, Sure, you're still primary there, so.
I don't want to be on camera. Sorry.
Okay,
Dawn is going to switch us.
okay, Dawn.
There we go.
So Misty, this is fun and an adventure. So the rune I pulled for you is identified as fertility, new beginnings, the hero god. Okay, and so you're looking for some advice, and this rune says, this rune is akin to the moon, the intuitive part of our nature with its urge towards harmonizing and adjusting in the sphere of personal relationships. This rune embodies the need to share, the yearning to be desired, a search after similarities. The completion of beginnings is what this rune requires. Drawing this rune may mark a time of joyful deliverance, of a new life, of a new path, a rune of great power. Receiving it means that you now have the strength to achieve completion, resolution, from which comes a new beginning. Above all, completion is crucial here. It may be timely that you complete some projects. If so, make that your first priority. Perhaps a difficult state of mind can be clarified or resolved. The appearance of this rune indicates that you must fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. All things change, and we cannot live permanently amid obstructions. This rune signals your emergence from the closed, crystallized state as you resolve and clear away the old, and you will experience a release from tension and uncertainty. You may be required to free yourself from a rut, a habit, or a relationship, from some deep cultural or behavioral pattern, some activity that was quite proper to the self you are leaving behind. The time of birth is always a critical one. Movement can involve danger, and yet movement that is timely leads out of danger. The time has come to enter the delivery room. Another of the cycle runes, this rune counsels preparation, being centered and grounded, freeing yourself from all unwanted influences and seeing the humor. You are indeed prepared to open the will of heaven and await your deliverance with calm certainty. I think a powerful rune for you, Misty. You wanted a little advice. It says, new beginnings. You're on the roll. And now I'm passing to Dawn.
Oh, good. I remembered to unmute. So score one for me. Okay. So what I have been seeing that people are talking about the symptoms that they've been having and extreme fatigue. And that is very, it's going to be something that we are dealing with. I think it's not only us, our bodies are changing. And I think that us allowing that to happen is very important, because I feel that we're getting energies and messages and things in, and we're expanding as human beings. And I think that that takes some adjustment for each of us. I have been extremely fatigued. I was like, I swear I slept 10 hours almost overnight. I was just extremely exhausted. And I think that is coming out for a lot of people in different ways. It's like maybe loss of appetite, not feeling your best. And that's okay. It means that you should give yourself the opportunity to self-rest. And there's things that I changed that I was going to do today that I just did not have the right kind of energy to complete. And so I think you need to listen to your body. That's very important. Now, with that, I'm going to go to Anna. And this is I think this kind of says something to all of us. Anna, this card is strength. And this is a number 44 card. And the second I picked up this deck and asked about you, Boom, this card came immediately out. No question. Your true strength comes not from self-reliance alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. The strength to accomplish even the most daunting tasks is yours at this time. You can connect with and channel the power of the universe. The strength card indicates that your ideas are being tested and refined, and your relationships are being deepened. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course of evolution. As the potency of your connections becomes more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. When you remember that real strength comes from a combination of your efforts and reliance on a higher power working through you, all is possible. You can do anything now. So don't rely on just yourself. There is so much strength and power that we can get from just opening up to all the love that is around us. And relationships are going to be changing. And here's the fun part. The people that you don't vibe with, that have been more difficult in your life, they are exiting. And much funner people are coming in. People that you're supposed to be doing things with, that you actually have tasks to complete. This is very much about what's going to be going on. Right now, we're almost I was in a group today that they were talking about feeling like they're in a waiting mode, that we know that there's things that are going to be changing, and that we are allowing that while we are gaining in our own strength. So I think that is what's important for everybody right now, is to realize that some of us may feel stuck, but really we're being asked to not push forward at this time, and just to take care of ourselves, knowing that the relationships we have are changing with other people. We are going to be getting some amazing relationships and partnerships coming in, and be open to that, because you're vibrationally raising. You get to hang out with people that are also like that. That's what you really want to happen, because you have jobs to do. Every one of you that is watching this right now has an important job in the future. And we don't know what that's going to be, because we have no idea what the astrology is going to bring us into. It is a blank page, is what I will say. And I think that's very exciting for everyone. So with that, we will say goodbye to everybody this evening. We're so glad that you popped in and were able to visit with us. Please, if you haven't had a chance to do the clearing that we did last night, it's still available, and you're in the right season for this, especially if you have difficulty with things going on. If you just want to write and burn, it's a good time to do it. And you will be with us in the quantum when you come back and watch that recording. So with that, we will say good night, and we will see you next Wednesday. Bye.